Samsung is about to release a foldable phone that, on paper, looks like a massive, undeniable downgrade. They are intentionally ripping out one of the most important cameras, shrinking the screen size, and making the whole device thicker. And yet, this might just be the smartest, most calculated move they've made since they invented the original Galaxy Note. Or it could be the biggest disaster since the Note 7. What's up, guys? We finally have the official CAD renders for the highly anticipated Galaxy Z Fold 8 Wide, courtesy of the incredibly reliable OnLeaks. But as I was digging through these dimensions and cross-referencing the supply chain reports, something didn't add up. Samsung is purposely crippling a $1,900 device to go head-to-head with Apple. I'm going to show you exactly why they are doing this, and the one hidden detail in these renders that nobody else is talking about. But first, let's look at what we are actually getting, because the numbers here are deceiving. I know what some of you are thinking right now. Wait a second, it's called the wide model, but the screens are smaller? Yes, they are. The cover screen clocks in at a stubby 5.4 inches, and the massive inner display is now 7.6 inches. On a spec sheet, it sounds like you're getting ripped off. But here's the thing. When you sit down and calculate the actual surface area, you're only losing about 13% compared to the standard, taller Z Fold 8. And what you gain in daily, practical usability completely changes the game. I took the raw CAD dimensions and scaled both the Fold 8 and the Fold 8 Wide side by side, and the difference is staggering. This thing is unapologetically wide. Remember the early internet days when we finally transitioned from those boxy CRT monitors to widescreen displays? That is exactly what this feels like for the foldable market. Think about how you actually use your phone. On the regular Fold 8, when you're watching videos or movies, you are constantly fighting those massive, annoying black bars because of the awkward, tall aspect ratio. On the wide model, those bars are almost entirely gone. So even though the screen itself has a technically smaller diagonal measurement, your actual video content is physically larger. Sure, vertical scrolling isn't the absolute best on a widescreen, but you just rotate the phone 90 degrees and you're perfectly fine. And for those of us who actually use these ultra-premium devices for serious work, this aspect ratio is a dream come true. You can finally run 3 apps side by side without feeling like you're reading a microscopic nutrition label. Even on the outside cover screen, despite being shorter, normal vertical content finally fits like a traditional phone. But to make this widescreen dream a reality, Samsung had to make a sacrifice that is going to severely upset a lot of longtime fans. Let's talk about the physical footprint. The Fold 8 Wide measures 4.3 millimeters when unfolded and 9.8 millimeters when closed. So yes, it is noticeably thicker than the standard Fold 8. Not by a mile, but if you hold them side by side, you will feel it. But that is absolutely nothing compared to what they did to the back of the phone. Prepare yourselves for this one. They removed the telephoto camera entirely. It is gone. You are dropping nearly $2,000 on a cutting-edge piece of tech, and you get exactly 2 lenses on the back. A 200-megapixel main sensor and a 50-megapixel ultra-wide. That's it. Now, before you grab your pitchforks and march on Samsung headquarters, let's inject some logic into this. If we are being completely honest, Samsung's dedicated 3x telephoto sensors haven't exactly been blowing anyone away recently. They are small sensors that heavily struggle the second you lose perfect daylight. We've already seen on recent devices like the S25 Edge that taking a massive, high-quality 200-megapixel sensor and just cropping into the center of it can actually give you cleaner, sharper 3x results than using a tiny, dedicated zoom lens. So for your standard portrait shots, or zooming in slightly on your kid at a sporting event, you probably won't even notice it's missing. But, and this is a massive but, the moment you try to push that zoom past 10x, yeah, the illusion falls apart incredibly fast. You will absolutely lose detail and it will get muddy. Long-range zoom is undeniably the Achilles heel of this device, which naturally begs the question, why comp? ROMIS, the camera hardware, and the battery at all? Speaking of the battery, we are looking at a 4,900 mAh cell, just a hair under the 5,000 found in the regular Fold 8. But because the screen area is slightly smaller, your real-world, day-to-day battery life is going to be virtually identical between the two. Under the hood, this thing is an absolute powerhouse. Both versions will run on the bleeding-edge Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5 for Galaxy. Both are getting Samsung's new creaseless display technology, the faster 45-watt charging speeds, those brilliant anti-reflective panels, and that new display safety feature from the Z Trifold. You know, the one that physically stops the hinge from closing if you accidentally leave a pen or a coin on the screen. No more destroyed inner displays from simple mistakes. NASA called, they want their engineering back. There are also some murmurs from the supply chain about S Pen support making its way to this wide model. But credible sources like Mark Gurman and Ross Young haven't locked that down yet, so treat it as pure speculation for now. Now, remember earlier when I mentioned Samsung is intentionally altering this phone to fight Apple? This is where it gets absolutely insane. The regular Z Fold 8 is expected to sit right at that familiar $2,000 mark. But by dropping that telephoto lens and slightly trimming the battery size, Samsung is perfectly positioning the Fold 8 wide to hit the market roughly $100 cheaper. That puts it right around $1,900. That is a highly strategic, calculated price point designed to directly undercut Apple's upcoming foldable iPhone. The dimensions, the specific dual camera setup. It's not subtle. This is a preemptive strike. We saw this exact same playbook with the S25 Edge going up against the iPhone Air, and we all know that didn't exactly go perfectly for Samsung. They are cloning the exact form factor Apple is rumored to be building, and they are rushing to beat them to the punch. And make no mistake, production numbers prove this isn't a drill. Supply chain reports indicate Samsung is actively manufacturing around 1 million units of the wide model, right alongside 3.5 million of the regular Fold 8. They are both launching together, likely this July. This isn't some experimental side project like the Trifold. This is a proper, full-scale retail release. Honestly, we probably have Apple to thank for this phone even existing. If they weren't building a wide foldable, Samsung wouldn't have bothered. But here is the real question for you guys, and the decision you have to make this July. You have two choices: the $2,000 Z Fold 8 with all the cameras, or the $1,900 Z Fold 8 wide with the perfect aspect ratio but no optical zoom. Is losing that telephoto lens a deal breaker for you? Let me know exactly which one gets your hard-earned cash down in the comments. And if you think the strategy is wild, wait until you see the massive upgrade Samsung is finally dropping on the S27 Ultra after 4 long years. Click the video right on your screen to see that, and I'll see you over there.